Let's have a code in case we do. Pumpernickel? I'm not going to be able to work that into a sentence. Hello everybody, how are you? Happy New Year. It is our first live show in 2019. We just had two great repeats. I'm here with my co-hostess with the mostest, Nada. Happy New Year.
Bam, Happy New Year.
We are here. As always, want to thank everybody. Want to thank our guest, our last live guest. Well, we've never had any dead guests, so I said that all wrong. Well, our last guest that appeared live. Even that doesn't sound right. All right, well, anyway, want to thank Mr. Stephen Sless, who was our last live guest in 2018. Stephen is a staggering national reverse mortgage spokesman, and we had a lot of draw and a lot of questions, and he's going to be coming on very soon again to continue that, because we're changing. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. The owner of WeBeam TV and the producer of our show, Mr. John Gaston, has changed the format of the entire station, as well as we're changing the format of the show, and we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to get right into that in about 2 minutes. We did end in December with a little over 90,000 views, even though one of our shows was a repeat. That brought us up to approximately 22,500 per week, and when you consider that 23 weeks ago we started at 0, we're very happy with that. We're proud of it. I think you've added a lot to it. Great guests have. And I just want to thank everybody, and of course our viewers. But our goal is to go up to 100,000, and rather quickly. And we're going to do that with the new format of the show that we'll discuss in about 1 minute. Right now I'm just going to start as I always do, because in case there is some new viewers, which obviously there is every week, I'm going to tell you what 62 Who Knew is about. It is a principle that we came up with, and it rhymes, so we really liked it. We were thinking of, as I said a few months ago, 65 and still alive, but we didn't like that. 68 and it ain't so great. That didn't sell well, but everybody thought 62 Who Knew sounded the best. And what it's really about is most people start to think about retirement very seriously. I mean, we all think about it for a long time, but as you approach 62, that's the age you can get Social Security. It's the age that you really should have bought long-term care insurance by now. Should I have a money market? Should I have annuities? Should I even take Social Security now? Should I defer it? I mean, the list goes on and on as you come to that 62 point of your life of what you should be doing to prepare for the rest of your life. And pretty much every generation from the beginning of time, right back to the caveman, probably always thought about that as the end of their life. The last segment came. But today's generation, my generation, because I'm the big 6-0, we have a different obstacle that no other generation, your generation doesn't have it. You're going to get to enjoy it. Our children will certainly get to enjoy it. But our obstacle is a little different. The baby boomers, the 10,000 people a day that are turning 62 years old in the United States of America for the next 18 years. Millions, okay? We do have a different obstacle. And what is that obstacle? Longer lifespans. Doesn't sound like an obstacle, sounds like a great thing, but the truth of the matter is that medical, scientific, technological breakthroughs, cures, things that have happened in the last 2 decades are unprecedented. So whereas my parents and my grandparents planned to live into their 70s and 80s, now the truth is if you make it into your early 60s in this country, you have a 50-50 shot of making it to 90. That's almost another 30 years. And for those of you that watched our show about 12 weeks ago, and saw the representative of the Weizmann Institute in Israel, and read other things similar to that, you're going to know that our children and grandchildren, they're going to live to be 100. Isn't that unbelievable to think? And not just live, they're going to play tennis when they're 95. They're going to do stuff.
I hope so. Because if you're not living, not playing tennis or doing something, then what's the point of living?
Yeah, really and truly. I mean, that's so true. So the double-edged sword of longer lifespans is something that I have found in my national speaking. Excuse me, I'm still losing my voice, guys. I've only been losing it for 3-4 months, but it still sticks around. But in my national speaking, in my reverse mortgage career, a lot of us have found that a lot of people don't look at this longer lifespans thing. They're thinking about it, but it's kind of a staggering topic. It's a perplexing topic. I've spoke to many friends many times who've said, I'm retiring with $1 million in the bank, Michael. I have nothing to worry about. Oh, really? How long do you plan on living? Till 90. So, all right, well, you're 60. Let's take the $1 million and divide that by 30. That's $33,000 a year. That's what you have. Well, I'm going to retire on a lot more than that. No, you're not. You're going to be broke in your early 80s. That's the math. So I gave a little longer explanation than I usually do, but that's what 62 Who Knew is. We bring on experts in long-term care insurance, annuities, which is one of Nada's fields of expertise, health, diet, travel, investments, immediate income annuities, all different types of things to protect your nest egg, to grow your nest egg. Ooh, I forgot reverse mortgages. Bam, not good.
Shame on you.
Reverse mortgages, doing business with the right realtor that knows what the needs are of somebody approaching retirement, which is totally different from the young parent that is looking for the right school district.
Absolutely.
So those are the people we bring on. We're going to get even better at it, and that's what we do here at 62 Who Knew, because who knew we were going to live this long? And that was that. So that's what we do. And now we're going to get to what we really are going to do in 2019. So, as I said before, we're changing the format of the show. This is the first time we're having no commercials.
Yeah.
So
it's a little
different. A little daunting because we use the commercials, to look at each other and go, "Are we doing okay?" Or to ask John, "Are we doing okay?" Or somebody.
So if we mess up, forgive us.
Yeah, if we mess up, don't tell anybody. There's only 22,000 of you that should know this, and you need to keep it a secret. But what we're going to do that's a little different, and we're proud of this, is we were very proud to start this, even though Nada wasn't there in the beginning. She knew of it. We've known each other for a while. I won't say it was a public service, but it was informational. He is the best income annuity person in the country, Tom Hegna. Here are the two best long-term care insurance experts in the United States of America, Bill Comfort and Mark Goldberg. We brought people on from NAFA, Carol from NAFA, that is starting a national platform in the largest financial advisor insurance organization in the country to specifically help people with long-term care. She's just amazing, and she's so well known throughout the country. We brought on Debbie Bain. We just brought on so many people, and we do it, and we get compliments, and then that's it. We go to the next week. And we're changing that. We're going from a informational business model to an actual offering service business model. And although we were hoping to have the 62 Who Knew website, the new one, up tonight, we don't. We're a little behind. But from now on, or from going forward, we want this show to be your source of getting information about these many products. I want you to be able to go to 62 Who Knew and go to the mortgage icon, the long-term care insurance icon, the Medicare supplement icon, the life insurance icon, the annuity icon. Our last guest a couple of weeks ago, my God, Colin from Home Instead. That to me was just, that was incredible. What that company does for people and what him and his wife do.
Keeps them in their home. That's awesome.
Yeah. And what they do, they're charitable things. They're
absolutely.
Just what unbelievable people. We're going to be having a link for that all over the country. We want to be able to not just show you somebody for an hour on Monday. We want you to be sitting somewhere 3 months after that show and go, my God, I know where to get that life insurance.
And be able to connect them with a professional in their field.
and somebody that we vetted.
Exactly.
Part of, to not be corny, the 62 Who Knew family that we know is going to do right by you. So if you want to give a few examples, because I think we haven't said this in a while, but one of the reasons that Nada has joined the show and as Senior Vice President of Professional Mortgage Alliance, our mortgage company, is not just because of her great mortgage expertise. How many years have you been a financial advisor, insurance person?
Since 1996, on and off.
She started when she was 12, which was usually you have to be 18 to get a license, but they made an exception because she was 12. Tell us, this is your expertise, not mine. What I know is this like limited little thing that I learned from our guests. But people think of annuities, they think of like one thing.
They think of one thing,
or
and
two.
Nothing can be further from the truth. You have fixed index annuities, which are basically annuities that you participate in the stock market. While you participate in it, you grab some of the gains. However, when the market goes down, then you stay at your high and you don't lose anything. And then when the market starts going up again, you start participating in those rises again. So this is a really great way to protect yourself, being 62 and over, that you can't afford to lose your money when you're that age. I mean, you don't have the time. When you're in the stock market, you need time to ride those ups and downs and all that. Well, if you don't want to risk doing those ups and downs, a fixed index annuity is a great way, especially if you like participating in the stock market. By the way, the stock market hates fixed index annuities. Do you know why? Because it pulls you out of the stock market. So it's actually an insurance-based product.
To me, no wonder they, the greed. I'm not saying anything that no one doesn't know, even my stockbroker friends. The greed level in the stock market world, it's probably the highest greed level there is. So no wonder they don't like this. But again, as a novice myself, you get to get the advantages when the market is up, but no disadvantages when it goes down.
That's correct.
Your insurance policy stays at that yield of the high point.
Yes.
So there's no risk of losing your principal.
There's no risk of losing your principal at all.
So that's no wonder the stock market.
It's an exchange for time, because everything is, based on, either you're going to get a few different things. You're either going to participate more, you have less time. So they have 5-year ones, 7-year ones, 10-year ones, 14-year ones. So it just depends on your time frame.
Right.
But a lot of these also have riders on them. So which is what I really like and what I use them for. Fixed index annuities. They have income riders. So you actually you maintain possession of your annuity. You don't have to give them the annuity and then they in turn give you an income.
Right.
That's not the case. You still keep your policy.
Right.
It has an income rider on it, and you decide when you want to trigger that income stream, just to put it simply. I mean, there's many different products within that. Some products are better than others, depending on the time frame and competition. And so
age of the client.
Of the client and competition also, because sometimes some annuities will offer different things to clients based on whether they need to get more clients, and then some competition comes up, maybe a newer company. So you really have to be on top of it to see which ones are best for the client too. So, and then you have so that's your fixed index annuity. Then you have your variable annuity, which is you're in the stock market. So when you're in the stock market, but you can have, my husband likes to say, because he's a financial planner, guardrails. So with that, you can have you can also have riders for income on a variable annuity. However, you are going to be losing money in the market if you wanted to trade in that annuity.
Downside.
There is a downside, and you will be participating in those downsides. And then you have SPIA, which is a single premium index annuity. So there's all different kinds of annuities. You have a fixed annuity, which is pretty simple. It's like a CD.
Here's your rate.
It's your rate and stuff. But a lot of people don't realize that you say annuities and people go running, but that's not the case. There's so many different types of annuities that you owe it to yourself to find out exactly what would benefit you the most. Sit down with your financial planner, or you can contact us and we can help you get set up with somebody to talk about those things. So it's really interesting because, and like you said, the reason why we're doing this is we're going to a product-based information. There's so many different products out there. People don't know the products that are being offered. So you need to talk to a professional and see what is being offered.
And I think a big mistake that the public makes constantly has nothing to do with us. This is a constant mistake. I started that sentence wrong. Let me start over again. When we had Tom Hegner on, who is widely known as probably the best income annuity expert in the United States of America. It just so happens, like a week later, I was at a doctor's appointment, which I seem to be doing a lot of. Whoever said life began at 60, they were 90. Okay, they lied. Okay, but he looked at me and he just said, "Are you a mortgage guy or an insurance guy?" I said, "No, I'm a mortgage guy. I have my TV show, but I'm a mortgage guy." He goes, "Oh, good. I have no guilt." I go, "Why?" He goes, "I watched that show with Tom Hegner, and I went out the next day and bought several large income annuities. I mean, I learned so much." And I thought to myself, isn't that great? Now, I'm not going to mention the doctor's name. I'm not going to mention the doctor's financial planner because I don't know them. And it might be the best financial planner in the world. I don't want to cast aspersions here on a stranger. But was he? Was he somebody that specialized in income annuities?
Well, and shouldn't have he brought it up to him already?
Yes. Why did you have to wait to see a little TV show that one of your patients has?
Exactly.
And again, if that doctor is watching, I love you. Thank you for helping me breathe. And if his financial planner is watching, you might be no dispersions, no disrespect. But that's a very interesting point. So what we're trying to create here, and what we're going to be talking about for the next 45 minutes without a commercial, which, have we mentioned, that's pretty rough, because I have to sneak in drinks, and that's what I used to do that on the commercial, so nobody saw me do this. I don't know any other way to do it. Now we got problems.
Yeah.
Can you dub this out? Just do it. John just said it in my ear. There's other examples when we had our 3 national long-term care experts on. I had emails from friends, business associates, and strangers. "Oh my God, great show. I'm talking to my insurance person about long-term care insurance." A few of them said...
Long-term care solutions.
Long-term care solutions. Thank you. You were listening to Mark better than me. But, a couple of them came back and said, they said it was too late. We're too old. Well, why didn't your insurance agent bring it up 10 years ago?
Exactly.
So that is, we're going to go on to different topics here. That is the crux of what we're going to turn the 62 Who Knew television show and website into. A list of experts that we can trust, that you can trust.
And if they haven't heard it from the expert that they're dealing with now, shouldn't they at the very least get a second opinion?
Absolutely. Just, no, absolutely.
I mean, it's your financial future.
Yeah.
So, or it could be your health future or whatever. I think it's, if you're watching a show and your financial planner or your health insurance person or your doctor or whatever the case may be, if you think something is missing or something is not quite right, it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion. Well, it usually costs you nothing.
Yeah, well, it won't cost anything to come to our website and make an inquiry with one of the best experts in the country on that particular topic. But you brought up, that's an interesting analogy. Can you imagine saying to your doctor, him going, "Look, I really don't know what's wrong with you," and you as the layman going, "Well, I saw in a TV show this, and this," and having the doctor go, "That's a good idea, let's try that." I mean, how much, that's not a good way. You're right, though. You should get a second opinion. So we went over annuities a little, but let's talk about long-term care solutions. That's although I am not an insurance agent, that's something that's near and dear to my heart because it's very close to the reverse mortgage world and the relationship between reverse mortgages and long-term care. I speak about this throughout the country. They should be connected at the hip. And they're not. The public is having a problem with this. Certain government regulations have a problem with this. But the truth is the long-term care insurance world and reverse mortgages should be connected at the hip. They're probably the 2 best products, other than Social Security, for people in this country today that are going to be living to be 90 to 100 years old. And yet most people, like reverse mortgages, totally don't understand long-term care in its traditional form and in its hybrid form.
Right.
So again, I'm not going to attempt to screw it up because I'm not an insurance expert. You are. So tell them a little about the difference between traditional long-term care solutions and the newer, even though they're not totally new, but the newer style of hybrid products?
Well, a hybrid product basically is life insurance. You have your death benefit, but then there's two different ways you can do it. You can either have a rider attached to it for long-term care, where they'll give you a portion of your death benefit, and sometimes it can be as sorry, I'm not sure which camera I'm supposed to look at.
That one, I think. That's you. Okay. I usually do this.
I'm getting talked to in my ear. I'm not used to this. So you want to
Nobody's talking to her. That's the voices in her head. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you have your your life insurance product, you got your death benefit, and they give you a portion, sometimes up to 80-90% of that death benefit that you can use towards long-term care solutions, such as in-home care, such as nursing home, and all of that. So to qualify for those, you usually have to have 2 of 6 daily living activities that you cannot perform. And I probably won't be able to remember all 6 of them.
No, don't worry about that.
Toileting, eating, transportation, and oh, see, now another camera.
Well, and they caught me looking at my phone. Okay. How unprofessional.
Or some cognitive impairment to get those benefits. There's also some life insurance products that has a long-term care product mixed in with it also. So there's different things that people can do to be covered in those situations for long-term care solutions.
Yeah, I just don't get, I said this to Bill Comfort, who's, these 3 people that have, really, it was a privilege to have them on the phone. Carol Golden, Mark Goldberg, Bill Comfort. They represent just the best of the best. And when they explain these hybrid products, as you do, the life insurance product that has the death benefit and an LTC, a long-term care rider, I just don't understand why the world doesn't buy this. It's
a great product.
Because
it really is.
I listen to a lot of long-term care things. Again, that's not my profession. It's just the connection of reverse mortgages. And the number one obstacle always seems to be with long-term care insurance is, what if I buy it and never use it? My father bought it at 58 years old. He didn't even make his first claim till 90. This hybrid product, if in fact you never use it, you have a death benefit for the life insurance that pays out more than you paid for the policy.
Absolutely.
Where's the downside? Why isn't everyone that's capable of buying this buying it? Because most people know, they argue about a lot of things, but most people don't argue, because it's a statistic that you can look up, that the number one reason that seniors go bankrupt in this country, seniors, is usually some sort of medical or long-term care event. And if they have this protection, that takes that away. That takes that. I don't get why, like reverse mortgages, long-term care insurance is so misunderstood. Volume is down. It shouldn't be. I mean, I know the long-term care world does a good job at bringing things out there, but the public is just not accepting it. Sort of like our beloved reverse mortgage that we're going to talk about in a few minutes.
Exactly.
So what else do we have? We did life. Well, of course, there's just straight life insurance.
Straight life insurance.
Yeah,
You definitely, I think that's, coming from the insurance industry, I'm a big proponent for all that stuff, you know. My husband and I like to say, if you love somebody, you get life insurance. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Yeah. You want your family to be taken care of. It can actually, go into your estate plan and pay taxes. There's so many different things that you could do with life insurance that a lot of people don't realize. You really need to get a planner to make sure you're doing what's right for you and your family.
I'm going to have to drop a name here, whether people know this name or not, but a very, very brilliant man who taught me a tremendous amount about business and things, a man by the name of Gary Bush, who was the president and CEO and founder of AmeriLife, a very, very large company in this country that's domiciled right here in Clearwater, Florida. He sold it many years ago. But when I was younger, I rented a few thousand square feet in the AmeriLife Tower, and we became friends. He's a little older than me. All right, he's a lot older, but I won't say it. About 10 years older. And one day when he was in my office, he saw all the pictures of my children, because I was a single dad. And he said to me, "How much life insurance do you have?" And I told him, I forget, I think I said 100,000 or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I would have hit you upside the head.
Well, he was, Gary, a hugely successful man, very nationally known. I trusted him. He said, you know me well enough to know that I'm not going to give you a presentation because I need the commission. I go, of course. And he told me this story. First of all, he called me a name, a bad name, that I won't say on camera, for being so selfish, because I prided myself on being a good father. And he said, obviously, you only care about your children if you're alive. And I went, what? And he went on with a little. But then he said something that really changed my life. And he said, there's 2 cars on different parts of the country, 2 children, mom in the back, mom and dad in the front. I'm going to get Gary to watch this show, so I bet you he'll remember this, because I see him at Benedict's like 1 or 2 times a week in Dunedin. Best breakfast place in the world.
It is.
It is, see? Okay, so he said to me, these 2 cars are going, and they both have accidents. The parents die. The 2 children in the back live. Opposite parts of the country, they don't know each other. The people, one set of parents, didn't have life insurance. Their children are orphans. The people that had life insurance, their children are heirs. Do you want your children to be orphans or heirs? I bought $1 million in life insurance that day. And you know, it sounds corny.
Good for you.
But I felt better. I still feel better to this day.
Absolutely.
And it's 30 years ago. So it really does touch base. People look at that life insurance, it's, I don't want to talk about my death, but you can't just love your children when you're here and say, when I'm gone, it's up to them.
We live here in Pinellas, right on 19, the biggest death trap ever.
Oh, my God.
You never know. So I always say, get it now. Get it now while you're healthy, too. If you wait one more day, you may get diagnosed with somebody for something. I mean, I hate to say this. I won't name names or anything, but we had some friends, and my husband got him some life insurance, and he was diagnosed with lung cancer a month later.
Oh,
Guess what? God. His family was taken care of.
Yeah, to me, that gives me the chills. I mean, you saved that whole family.
We saved the whole family.
Yeah.
And I think that, it gives me chills. I'm very sad that we lost my friend, but we also feel pretty good that we protected his family.
Yeah, and many people are under the misconception that if you are in your 50s, approaching that 62 who knew Ma, that it's too late. And if you're healthy and in halfway decent shape, it's not too late. In fact, I think that might be one of the better things, one of the few things of the double-edged sword, that now that we are living to be 90, you can get life insurance in your 50s and 60s.
Absolutely.
That may not be cost prohibitive.
Right.
So yeah, we want to bring you this information, not just in what Nader and I are doing right now, but with more experts, and then give you the ability to go to the new 62 Who Knew website, which is not up yet. It is up a little, so you still can contact us and go to that subject, that topic, click, and again, get an expert. So we've talked about life insurance, we've talked about annuities, and different types of annuities. I'm used to saying, but we have to go to a commercial, but we don't. So now we're going to talk about the infamous and near and dear to my heart, reverse mortgage, which again is something that is totally misunderstood in this country. It is for people, the traditional reverse mortgage, which is called a HECM, a home equity conversion mortgage, and is insured by FHA, who is controlled and regulated by HUD. Many of our reverse mortgage professionals out there, good-natured, good people. Oh, it's that camera now. Nobody warned me. Sometimes, there's certain little peeves that Stephen Sless, myself, and a few other people have. When we hear something wrong about the reverse mortgage, when it's said wrong, even by a professional with a good heart and good intentions. This is not guaranteed by FHA. It is not endorsed by FHA. It is insured by FHA. And I'm not going to go into a long, detailed explanation, but when you see guaranteed and you see endorsed, it gives the wrong impression. But it is insured by FHA, which in fact is regulated by HUD. And HUD has some unusual rules, and not just reverse mortgages, but in normal FHA mortgages that we give to young buyers. And those of us in the business, we've been fond of saying for a very long time, when we run across these unusual rules and regulations from HUD, it's because when you spell HUD backwards, it's duh. Yeah, that's HUD. So if there's any HUD people watching, I didn't mean that. And her NMLS number is, no. I really love you. She made me say that. But again, there is the traditional reverse mortgage, if it's a couple, one of you have to be 62. If it's just one of you, only one of you have to be 62. The younger you are, the less we lend. Isn't that amazing? The older you are, the more we lend. We make capital available, capital in the way of cash flow. Again, another one of our pet peeves with a group of us in the industry is when you see a commercial or an advertisement that says that this is tax-free income. Nothing could be further from the truth. That is a lie. This is not tax-free income because it's not income. It's debt. You are borrowing money from the equity of your house. There's nothing wrong with that. My God, you have no payments till after you die. But it still isn't income. Income is something you earn at a job. That's just it. This is debt that is accumulating that will have to be settled after the death of the last borrower. But the part of it that is true is that it's tax-free. But it's not tax-free income, it's debt. You're taking your own equity out. You already paid your income taxes on the income that bought that house.
Correct.
So there's a few pet peeves out there that we are picked on sometimes. There are some questionable experts out there that, you know, I won't mention their name, Dave Ramsey. You know, I'll try not to mention other people's names that don't like reverse mortgages and are constantly misquoting things. I'm not saying bad opinions about misquoting. They're going to take your house. You don't get your house taken. You lose your house in the United States of America by not making the payments. There are no payments on a reverse mortgage. The only way you can lose your house is if you don't pay your taxes. And that's the same on every mortgage. I have actually seen other national experts that have come out and said, these rip-off reverse mortgages, they don't tell you that you have to pay your taxes. Are these people so far removed from their own lives that they don't realize that even the mansion, you know, the little estate that they're living in, they have to pay their taxes or someone's going to take your house?
So everybody needs to be sure they pay their property taxes.
Pay your property taxes, pay your insurance, pay your homeowners association. They have no sense of humor.
Yeah.
I have a lot of experience of this. Homeowners associations have no experience when you don't pay them. They'll lien your home. They might not take it, but they'll lien your home. But the ability to pay off your existing mortgage and not have that mortgage payment, let's say your house is free and clear if you're one of the 14% of this country, and that is the figure, about 14% of people that own their house free and clear. You're able to get some cash flow from that. That is tax-free. My God, do that. And there are many ways that we discussed with Stephen Sless a few weeks ago. You have money in your portfolio. You're taking money out of your portfolio on a constant level to live your quality of life. And another thing that I don't like is when so-called experts say, well, you got to cut down on your quality of life. No, you don't. You worked very hard to build that quality of life. Your only sin, the only thing you did wrong, is you're living too long. That's not right. So, but why not use some of the equity of the house and take less out of the portfolio and prolong that portfolio? That's many on the strength.
Well, and not to mention though, if I got a big squeak in my ear.
You did? What's his name?
Sorry. Oop, there goes my thing.
Oh, there goes her thing. Oh well,
Can I even be heard now?
I don't know. Keep talking.
Can I get?
Yeah.
Can he hear me?
I don't think so. No. All right, I'm taking over. Her thing fell out on national TV. I mean, boy, no, he's going to get it. You said John's going to come out and get it.
I got it.
All right, well, he's got to reconnect it. So unless you, she's plugging it in.
Go ahead, take.
All right, she's replugging. Oh, well, they took the camera off her, so we don't have to see what she's doing, which is good.
Can you hear me?
All right, can you hear me now? Nope. All right. So anyway, as she's getting replugged in, and we had a. Again, it just staggers me, sort of like the life insurance with the long-term care rider, that I don't understand why people don't understand. There's no risk involved. Why are people still looking at reverse mortgages, you know, and going, oh, I can never do that? Yes, you can. Again, we've already mentioned one person, you know, that has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, and quite frankly, our friend there, Dave Ramsey, you know, gives some very, very great advice on not having debt and only buying things that you can afford. I mean, the man deserves the success he has, but he is so off base when it's reverse mortgages that it's sad. We have Judy Orman, again, a wonderful financial person who's totally against reverse mortgages. And when you ask why, she states reasons that are just not so. It's not an opinion, it's just not so. So for those people that are out there, again, long-term care insurance, reverse mortgages, we didn't talk too much about Medicare supplements. There's only a certain time of the year that that happens. I'd like to talk about final expense insurance. Again, this will be more, not ready yet? Okay, we're not ready yet. But we're going to talk about final expense insurance when Nada has audio again. But in a nutshell, before we get the expert back, you know, everybody is usually surprised. I know I was when we lost my mom years ago, you know, what the cost of a good funeral is. And even if you have a healthy bank account, quite frankly, burdening your children with the cost of a great funeral. I mean, we're talking in many cases tens of thousands of dollars if in fact that's the option you choose to go. So again, to me, final expense insurance, something that you buy in your 50s or 60s so you can have the type of send-off that you want to have. I know we both know somebody, Nada and I, from the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and I hope she's going to be our guest one day, that's from one of the largest funeral homes in the country. And they call, what do they call it? Life events.
Life events.
Life,
yeah.
No, life celebration
events.
Like, what a neat thing that, you know, I want my funeral to be a
life
celebration. Don't get me wrong, I want or a party. I mean, I want some serious grieving for a while. You know, I want people to miss me, but only for a few minutes. Then after that, I want people to have a party. Again, to me, final expense insurance, that little teeny premium for a certain amount of years, so you go out in style and your children don't have to worry about that. You know, have you ever sold final expense insurance?
I've never sold final expense
that's kind of a newish thing, isn't it?
But it's something that is great. All right, so apparently I have a whole family of insurance people. My son sells it, and he does very well with it. And it is something that's really good to have, especially, you know, maybe your lower income people that don't have any type of means to, you know, to get a big life insurance policy, but at least they can afford, you know, a few dollars a month for final expenses. So, yeah, it is something that definitely is good to have. But I did want to say something on the reverse mortgages, but I couldn't because I was, I was so excited that everything just went flying off. I did want to say, you were saying, you know, people live to 90, 92. So you get a reverse mortgage at 62, like you said, you're taking on more debt. So tell me what happens if you go down to zero. Do they kick them out?
Never. You know, you could run out of equity, which you very rarely do. Another misnomer, piece of misinformation about reverse mortgages. But yes, you can if in fact,
live too long.
If you live too long and we have another recession. So your balance is going up and the value of the home is going down and you are in negative. That's a great question. As long as you're paying your taxes and insurance and homeowners association, you're never asked to leave the home. You have no debt service on your home. It's just a staggering, it's a staggering tool. But like long-term care insurance and many other things, just misunderstood. And we're going to change that. We're going to, you know, at first, again, maybe whether it was ego or whatever it was, I was going to be the national long-term care, the national reverse mortgage expert for 62 who knew. But we're going to have Mr. Sless, Stephen Sless, back on. I'm hoping at least once every 4 to 6 weeks to bring on another expert. I am hoping to have an expert, I hope, from a, I don't know if this can happen, but I hope it can. Shelley, if you're watching, from the Funding Longevity Task Force on, people that are doing some incredible things in the financial planning world to get the word out, because we opened the door a crack with the financial planning world for reverse mortgages, but still, your average financial planner, even when I'm speaking in one of their associations, comes over, shakes my hand, says thank you, and then goes, I will never let one of my clients get one of these. Why? Just don't like them. Why? I've heard
they don't
bad
like
things.
the name of it.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. We'll have a show on that one day. There are a group of people in our industry that want to change the name to get away from the bad reputation. And I say you don't change the name.
Then
you just change the reputation. You just do a better job.
Absolutely.
That's one of my pet peeves, people that want to change the name. Let's not call it a reverse mortgage. What do you want to call it? Number one, the mortgage and the notes say reverse mortgage, and it's just wrong. I mean, you can't bring the Pinto back out, from Ford. You get hit in the rear end of the Pinto, it explodes because some brilliant engineer put the gas tank right below the rear bumper. You can't bring the Pinto back out and name it something else. It's still going to explode. So this,
you could bring it back out and say, we moved it.
We moved it, but don't call it something different. But we don't want to talk about that. That'll get me going. So I know we don't have, even though there's time left, we can't possibly go into all the insurance products, but a couple of the experts that are coming are going to be talking about the difference between Medicare supplements, Medicare Part B, because there are choices here.
That's really confusing.
Very confusing to me, but we will bring on an expert for that. We will bring on a pure life insurance expert. We'll bring on health experts. I'm kind of excited. I'm very, very happy that we're going to have, if not one national, at least 3 or 4 regional in-home care people. Because again, like long-term care insurance, like reverse mortgages, I think sometimes people think of in-home care for when, and I've had this happen, unfortunately, with my mom and dad, that's when you have hospice. No, that's part of it. But there are people that need in-home care after their hip surgery.
Right.
And they still have 30 years of playing golf and tennis in front of them.
Absolutely.
After a minor stroke or heart attack, again, like we discussed with the Weitzman Institute, we're curing things now, baby.
Yep.
You make a comeback. So, so excited to have that as a service available that will be on the new website. I think travel's important too.
Yeah, I think would be interesting too, and we didn't even discuss this, but maybe have a physical trainer for somebody who's 62 and older.
Yeah.
Maybe, going over different exercises and stuff that
definitely
are
need
better.
that.
And,
Diets.
I think diets, absolutely. Diets, maybe a diabetes expert or something like that.
Yeah.
We're just throwing this stuff out there to kind of get your brain working. We would love to get some feedback from you guys. You guys can see us, contact us on our Facebook page or
62
on 62whoknew.com.
Yep.
We would love to get some feedback and
Yeah, I'd like a lot of people to we do get some good comments, but I'd like people, I really hope that we get people this week going, you mentioned annuities, you mentioned life insurance, but you forgot blah, 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 blah,
Right,
blah, blah,
exactly.
blah. Please tell us. And then with about 15 minutes left, and we're doing good because I
Social Security expert?
we definitely need a Social Security expert, and I have one in mind. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's just the best. But I don't want to,
Right.
I don't want to Jewish guilt him into showing up because he hasn't said yes yet. So we won't do that. But there's just so much, and again, I want 62 Who Knew to be your source of information. We want it, but also your source of how to get this, again, with a proven partner. There might be a lot of people out there thinking, they're looking for sponsors, they're looking for big checks. So let's talk about that, because most people never talk about money on the show. Almost every guest we've had, no matter what, has said, we're not going to talk money, we're going to talk pure facts. There's a rule in life. Some people don't believe this, it's a business rule, but the rule in life says when somebody says it's not the money, they're lying. It's the money, especially if they say, trust me, it's not the money. It's the money. I'm going to look in the camera and tell you that, yes, we are going to charge our sponsors, but it is going to be such a ridiculously low amount of money. One of my friends refers to it as budget dust. Okay? And the reason it's going to be such a ridiculous low amount of money is because we're looking more for help to promote the show, to go from 20,000 people per week to 100,000. And the way I want to do that, quite frankly, and I hope you're all listening to this, is with 1,000 insurance agents across the state, paying a ridiculously low amount of money, but I am going to have their word and in writing that this show will be on their business website, their personal website. This 62 Who Knew will be on their Facebook, their LinkedIn, their Twitter. If we can have a certain amount of insurance agents that specialize in long-term care insurance, Medicare supplements, life insurance, annuities, reverse mortgage people from all over the country, realtors.
In-home care.
In-home care people. Let's talk real estate just for a second. We've had on several times Dr. Lisa Marie Kennedy. She was our first guest ever with Mr. Mark Goldberg 25 weeks ago. And it's always a great episode when she's here. But there are real estate agents across this country, that specialize in that first-time home buyer or the 30-year-old, moving up, and things are important like school districts and this. But when you're 62 or 65, what might be most important is how close to the golf course or on the golf course, or how close to their water and their boat. There's many, or how close to their grandchildren.
Absolutely.
It does take a special kind of real estate agent to handle that. Lisa Marie is incredible about it. Our friend Sue Benson, Peaky Benson in Naples, is incredible. Mr. David Cribbs, who has already been on the show once and is going to be appearing on the show many times, who's having a little plug for David, is having Game On, the second annual Game On this Thursday in Tampa. Go to Facebook, look it up, Game On. There's about
17th.
The 17th?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said this Thursday.
Oh, this Thursday. Oh, no, that's Baba, another good friend who's going to be a guest. He'll be a guest at the end of the month. But look it up. If you're a realtor out there, go to Baba on Facebook, B-A-B-A. That's this Thursday, right?
Yes, Be a Better
And that's
Agent.
Be a Better Agent. He's having an incredible event in Tampa. 7 days later, Game On with David Cribbs. We have over 200, I think, people RSVP'd. In fact, don't you have tickets?
I have
You know
tickets.
what? Do you have a 62 Who Knew email yet? I think you do.
I do not.
I think
do
you
not.
do. You don't?
You do.
All right. Well,
If I do, I don't know it.
Okay. Well, contact me, M Banner at 62 Who Knew. Nada has how many free tickets?
5.
To Game On. 5 free tickets.
It's worth $50.
They
each.
are, right. So contact us either through Facebook or YouTube or 62 Who Knew.
Right.
Or,
They can always contact me through
or
Facebook too.
Yeah. Or Nada at PMA but
And
these
it's
are
NAIDA, N-A-I-D-A, John.
yes, N-A-I. Oh, whoops! Take it away. He spelled it differently than I said.
I know, you say it wrong, he spells it wrong.
I say
Goodness
it right.
gracious.
Maybe you say it wrong. Could you ever think of it that way?
Hey, I'm Nada Junior, so I know I'm saying it
You're
right.
Nada Junior. There's another Nada?
My mom's Nada.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought your mom's first name was Mom. You always can refer to her just as Mom. Mom, I didn't know there was
Yeah.
women juniors.
Yeah, well, I'm not a junior. I'm just saying.
But her
Her
official
first name is Nada, and my name is Nada also.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
A lot of
People are
Spanish
going.
people do that.
People,
That's
22.
pretty common in Spanish culture.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, at least in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. 22,000 people are going, why are they talking about this right now?
I don't know. Because we
But
have
we
nothing
are.
to talk about. No, I'm just kidding.
Because we got 12 minutes left and we ran out of stuff.
N-A-I-D-A, correct.
M-O-U-S-E. No, that's...
No, you had it N-A-D-I-A.
Yeah. Nadia.
There you go.
There you go, Nada.
Wait, that was
No,
right.
that was right. That was right. N-A-I-D-A.
What was wrong with it?
Okay. It's going to come up wrong and I'm going to start to laugh. Okay. But again, back to where we were. Realtors across this country, you've learned so much about social networking, Facebooking. Again, I got to plug my friends because that's what we're here for. If you are a real estate person, specifically in Florida, next southeastern United States, next anywhere in the free world, please go to Facebook and search Sue Pinky Benson from Naples, Florida. Sue travels the country showing real estate agents how to do their social marketing, their videos specifically, I should say, more than social marketing, although videos is part of that, in such an incredible way. I've learned so much from Sue that it's incredible. Please do yourself a favor. If Sue is speaking in your area, if she is at a real estate event, please, please, please go see her. It's worth, that hour is worth its weight in gold. But I want real estate agents, specifically with the SREA designation, Senior Real Estate Agent. They have gone the extra distance. I'll take you without it, but that's my first priority. For that designation, to me, the most powerful designation in the country that NAR, the National Association of Realtors, offers. I don't want 10, I don't want 12, I want 1,000 realtors going, Michael, I want to be part of 62 Who Knew. I want to show the show on my YouTube, on my social networking, and when people move to Cleveland, Ohio, or Trenton, New Jersey, or to Sue in Naples, or to Dr. Lisa Marie Kennedy in Sarasota, wherever they're going, I want them to contact me. Reach out to Nada or I through this website any way you can. We want you to be part of the 62 Who Knew family. We want, I don't care where you're sitting, we want you to be able to buy an annuity or life insurance or a home or get a mortgage. And it doesn't have to be a reverse mortgage. You could be below 62 years old, although we are going to have an episode, which we did once, where we're going to talk about jumbo reverse mortgages. They're back. they're up to $6 million, and the youngest borrower could be 60 years old. 60 years old, not 62. And again, for those people that are thinking, why would somebody with millions of dollars in equity be interested in a reverse mortgage? I have to say, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't you want to tap into millions of dollars in equity and be able to get it and draw upon it and allow your portfolio to grow, which we know was damaged from 2008 to 2013? Take those millions out, maintain your lifestyle, keep putting gas in the yacht, baby, and let your portfolio grow. Stop calling your financial planner every week or every month going, I need another 10,000, I need another 20,000. So again, I know there's people going, oh, why do millionaires need reverse mortgages? It's not a question of need, it's a question of using it correctly. So we've talked about a lot. We need sponsors, we want, we have a lot lined up, but we need more. And again, as ridiculous as this may sound, this all started with the antidote when they say it's not the money. It is. This time it isn't. People laugh. The few sponsors that we do have coming on in the next 30 days, when they ask me what we're charging per month, and I said it, they just went, that's ridiculous. And why? I said, why? Is because I'm going to give you a contract that says you're going to put this TV show on every one of your websites, on every. We want to grow the audience. We want to help as many people in that 55 to 65. Yes, we want to help 70s, 80s, and 90s, but this show is really geared for that. Oh my God, I'm going to be 62 soon, or I was just 62, and I didn't plan. I mean, I thought I planned right, but who the hell expected to live to be 90 or 95? It's really kind of incredible.
And 2008 killed a lot of people.
2008 killed a lot of people financially, figuratively, literally. I mean, it wasn't close to the, I guess it was kind of close. It's the closest we came to the 1929 Depression, where people were throwing themselves out of windows.
Yes.
I threw myself out of the window, but it was a basement apartment, so it's just, I did no damage whatsoever. It wasn't. Yeah. So we have approximately 6 minutes left. What have we left out? Because I know we have. We're looking at our notes, which we usually do on commercials, so we don't look stupid. But now we're going to do it now. Again, I don't think we've left anything out. I do want to go back and stress, because it's not my expertise. What did you say? It was the fixed annuity? The
fixed index
annuity that stock people don't like, because there's no downside. My God, if you have questions on that, please contact Nada.
Yes.
I don't care where you are in the country. I know you're not licensed everywhere in the country, but we will put them with a 62 Who Knew expert.
I know a lot of high quality financial planners nationally, so I can definitely connect them with the right person.
All right. Somebody just corrected me that I said Judy Orman, and it's Susie Orman. It's Susie. I'm sorry. If there's a Judy Orman out there, I didn't mean to say anything bad about you. I did mean to say something bad about Susie, because she doesn't like reverse mortgages, and you really need to stop Susie. Susie, invite me on your show. It won't be adversarial, I promise. But let's get the rules and regulations of reverse mortgages out to your great client base, because you do a tremendous service. All fooling around aside, you do a tremendous service for your fan base and your database and your viewers. But you're a little off base on the reverse mortgage. I don't think I'm going to be hearing from her or be invited to her show.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
What else? Did we lose anything else? I am looking for travel agents as sponsors. Again, specifically though, with not necessarily for old people, because we're not old anymore, we're living too young, but I want people that have the cruises specifically for that 55 to 75 crowd that does the special stuff. We're looking at, I think that can be big. I really do.
So absolutely.
Why?
They put all kinds of like big group things together.
Yeah, and why have this money? Why work all your life? God, take a cruise, which is my favorite vacation. It's so relaxing.
It is.
What do we live anything else out? Products. I know I want to get some. This would be again a little more for the older group, but the things like oxygen machines and the let's face it, people right now, they can get those beautiful motorized wheelchairs. 9 out of 10 times it's covered by either their insurance or Medicaid. It doesn't cost them a dime.
Right.
But so many people don't know that. I didn't know it when I got it from my dad, till my insurance person said, what did you pay for that? I think it was about $6 grand. This was years ago, and they went, well, we'll get it all back from you. You didn't need to pay. But I went, what? and I thought I was educated. There's just so much good stuff out there that people need to know, and I really hope that 62 Who Knew can turn into that source of not only information and knowledge, but the name and the phone number where you can go to get it. Can you think of anything else that we left out?
I'm sure we've left plenty out.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, it is. How much time left, John? I got one more topic, but all right. So we got 2.5 minutes, and so let me know when we got 30 seconds, John. But in the 2 remaining minutes, something we never talk about, and we should, is just how great our producer is. Actually, he just said that in my ear, so it came out. But he actually is great. Very. I've said it before when I joined the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, which is how I met you.
Yep.
Huge thanks to the Palm Harbor Chamber, to Skip, who's the president of it, to Frank Nabozny, a longtime friend who introduced me to Skip, who brought me into the Palm Harbor Chamber.
And how we met.
And how we met, how I met John when I went on the Chamber TV. Just a great group of people.
If you're here locally, you should join the Palm Harbor Chamber.
If you're in Palm Harbor.
Might as well give them a plug.
Yes, if you're in Palm Harbor or Dunedin or Clearwater.
Yeah, you don't have to live in Palm Harbor or have a business in Palm Harbor.
You should be joining the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. It'll be good for your business. It's very inexpensive. If you don't live anywhere in the area, you should join, write them a check, and never go. But just write. Just write them a check, because they're really good people. Even if you never show up, they'll take the check anyway, won't you, Skip? Something that we never brought up in 25 weeks, but I'm going to. It's a little self-serving because, again, we talk to people that are seniors. Our mortgage company, Professional Mortgage Alliance, does, for every 1 reverse mortgage we do 10 regular mortgages. There are staggering programs out there. So many people, again, for our audience, for yourself, for your children, your grandchildren, first-time home buyers, FHA loans with only 3.5% down, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans that are 3% down with a discounted mortgage insurance. We have 30 seconds left. We're one of the few mortgage companies that do 90 and 95% fixed rates without private mortgage insurance. There's so much great stuff out there. We're VA people. We're VA approved. We absolutely love our veterans. We're going to talk about our book one day because that'll be on the new website. There's about 5 seconds left. Thank you so much for doing what you did for us in 2018, and we look forward to an absolutely great 2019 and helping you all as much as we can. Woo.